Color is a a public health company. We build programs for um, mostly for large employers and for like public health departments. The company's about 800 people, about 100 software engineers, or 100 people that write code on a regular basis of one form or another. Yeah, I mean, around the time where we had about 40 or 50 developers all working in the same repo, we would regularly have cases where two developers would make changes to overlapping parts of code concurrently, and their PRs would get separately tested and reviewed, and then they'd both get merged and cause a conflict. That happened around about 40 or 50 developers for us. We did some work to kind of get by without it for a while until we got to closer to 100. But I mean, I probably would have taken it at 50 developers in the same repo, but we didn't actually onboard to about 100. When we were getting ready to roll out Aviator, I and others working on it were a little bit nervous because we're changing everyone's workflow. It's a little disruptive. Kind of expect people might be a little bit annoyed because you're changing the way they have to work. Um, and uh, I found it always a little challenging to explain to people this idea of a semantic merge conflict. Like you have two people working on overlapping things. If you merge both their code, like they're both fine on their own, but a problem together. And literally the day I was like going to start announcing it, we had three of those in the same day, where people had merged these problems, and it became much easier for me to explain why we need this merge queuing software, because it was just a very painful day of everything being broken. So that was a very unfortunate slash fortunate timing for us as we're rolling it out. Yeah, for us, Aviator is a very important part of our software delivery platform. We have a large and growing engineering team working in a large monorepo, and Aviator's merge queue has been extremely useful for us to keep our build green as we're merging dozens, if not approaching sometimes 100 PRs a day. The automation that provides allows us to keep everything stable and therefore keep everyone productive. Thankfully, I've used a few other merge queuing systems before, so I was familiar with the concepts. But the docs were enough for us to get up and running and to get initial integration going. We had some questions after that, but we were able to get it 80 or 90% done ourselves, and then work with the Aviator team to refine and fix our configuration over time. On build health, like how often our master branch is green, has gone from somewhere in the high 80% most of the time to mid to high 90% of the time. It's somewhat of a proxy for developer productivity, because if that's broken, you can't merge any code. And so uh, that's gotten better on average, and also the number of cases where we've had longer periods of time have been broken have gone down quite a bit. Yeah, so I think certainly scale matters. A smaller team might not feel the pain of that we've felt, but any team that's large and growing, and especially if you have a monorepo or otherwise a large repo with high velocity, the automation from the merge queue can go a long ways to keeping things stable.